You've seen them, every office has one. They come in late. They miss deadlines. They make mistakes that would get anyone else fired. But nothing ever happens to them. No warning, no consequences, no performance review. They just survive, and somehow they keep getting opportunities while you keep getting overlooked. This is not luck. This is not coincidence. Some people at work are completely untouchable, and today we're going to expose exactly why. Welcome to TruthShift, where we expose the rules of the game that nobody in the corporate world wants you to figure out. Today we're talking about one of the most frustrating workplace realities that every single employer has experienced, but nobody ever explains. Why do some people seem completely protected at work? Why can they do things that would get you fired immediately and face zero consequences? It's not random. It's not favoritism in the way you think. There is a very specific system at play, and once you understand it, you'll never look at your office the same way again. Let's start with the most common reason someone becomes untouchable, and it has nothing to do with their performance. They have something on someone powerful. Now I don't mean this in a dramatic, movie villain way. It doesn't have to be a secret or a scandal. Leverage in the workplace can be as simple as this. They were there when the big decision was made. They know where the budget really went. They were in the room when the hiring mistake happened. They know which numbers were adjusted before the report went to the board. In corporate environments, information is power, and some employees, often without even trying, end up holding information. That makes them extremely dangerous to fire, because if they leave, especially if they leave unhappy, they might talk. They might file a complaint. They might go to HR or legal or worse, the press. So instead of risking that, the company protects them. They get kept comfortable. They get overlooked when it's time for cuts. They become untouchable, not because they're good at their job, but because removing them creates more risk than keeping them. Now here is the second reason, and this one will explain almost every untouchable person you've ever worked with. They have a personal relationship with someone who makes decisions. And I want to be very specific here because this is not just about nepotism, although that's part of it. This is about how human psychology actually works inside organizations. When a manager likes someone personally, when they golf together, when their kids go to the same school, when they've been friends for years, that manager's brain literally processes that person differently. Studies in organizational behavior consistently show that managers rate the performance of people they personally like higher than objective results would justify. They give them more chances. They explain away their failures. They protect them from consequences that would apply to anyone else. This is not them being corrupt on purpose. This is just how human beings work. We protect people we feel connected to. And in a corporate structure, those personal connections can make certain employees completely immune to the normal rules that govern everyone else. But here's the third type of untouchable, and this one is actually the most interesting. They made themselves impossible to remove, not through their performance, not through relationships, but through strategy. They are the only person who knows how a critical system works. They are the only one with access to a major client relationship. They built the process that the entire department runs on, and they never wrote it down. They never trained anyone else. They hold knowledge that exists nowhere else. This is called a knowledge monopoly, and some employees build it completely on purpose. They understand that job security in a corporate system doesn't come from being good. It comes from being necessary. So they quietly become the single point of failure for something important. And now, firing them would create a crisis. The company would lose the client. The system would break down. The project would collapse. So they stay untouchable. Not because anyone likes them or fears them, but because the company simply cannot afford to lose them. This is a strategy, and it works. So now you understand the system. The question is, what do you do with this? Here are 3 things you can apply immediately. Number 1. Build your own knowledge monopoly. Identify something important in your role, a process, a client, a system, and become the undisputed expert. Document it just enough to show you know it, but make yourself the person everyone comes to. Become necessary. Number 2. Build relationships upward, not just sideways. The untouchable people in your office didn't get there by being popular with colleagues. They got there by being valued by people who make decisions. Invest in visibility with people above you. Show up where decisions are made. Be present in conversations that matter. Number 3. Never make yourself easy to dismiss. Always have a project. Always be visible on something that matters to leadership. The employees who get cut first are the ones nobody noticed were there. Be noticed for the right reasons. The game is not fair, but it is learnable. And now you know how it works. Here's the uncomfortable truth that TruthShift was built to tell you. The corporate world does not run on merit. It runs on relationships, information, and leverage. The untouchable people in your office didn't get there by working harder than you. They got there by understanding the real rules. The ones nobody puts in the employer handbook. Now you know those rules too. And knowledge, once you have it, cannot be taken away. If this video exposed something you've been trying to figure out for years, hit that like button. Share this with someone at work who needs to see it. Subscribe to TruthShift. Every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday we bring you another piece of the truth they hope you never find. Stay aware, stay ahead. This is TruthShift.